at guiding our students towards effective preparations and confident performance in this upcoming examinations. So I extend my respectful welcome to our Director, Sir, in his absence, Dr. Sasibhushan Sir, and our CEO, Mr. Savita Madam, whose vision constantly inspires and strengthens our academic activities in her absence. I extend my greetings towards our respected speaker, Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir. We warmly welcome you, sir. Mr. Ganesh Sir, the trainer and the personality development, sir. We warmly welcome you, sir. I frankly welcome my principal, Mr. Bhagyavati ma'am. Mrs. Bhagyavati ma'am, welcome ma'am. And our dedicated faculty members and PG residents with our lovely students and friends, we heartily welcome you all. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our respected Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir. Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir, a accomplished professional with an MTech in computer science and over 24 years of experience in training and development. Sir has been awarded an honorable doctorate in leadership, life skills and yoga training, specializing in personality development. Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir has dedicated the past 15 years of working in personality development, trainer for the National Skill Training Institution, Decade Hallan, a leading English daily newspaper, and also runs Diginet Online Indian Private Limited. A company focuses on software development, computer training and personal development. Sir is expert in various domains including soft skills, leaderships and team building, etc. Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir successfully managed training programs for the numerous corporations and educational institutions, constantly achieving program objectives and contributing to the personal and professional growth of the trainees. As we gather here today, our goal is to equip ourselves with the right mindset, skills and strategies to excel in our nursing careers. The road to examination session is designed to guide and motivate us, prepare for the exams and beyond. So let us give a warm welcome to Dr. Mallikarjuna Sir to help us and navigate our journey to success. We heartily welcome you, sir.
Hello.
Guys, happy afternoon. Okay, I understand the kind of turbulence your mind is creating right now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is over. Saturday is a weekend. When you are about to leave thinking tomorrow is going to be Sunday with lot of happiness, all of a sudden a kebab mein handi, a class has been introduced, and now it is a challenge for me also to see to it I don't bore you, I give you information that is going to be valid for your lifetime. I am going to take it as a challenge. I pray to Lord Ganesh, please help me in this process. See, when we look at each other, let me always tell, there is nobody who is an expert. People keep learning from each other. I have a lot to learn from my son. You will have a lot to learn from your father, from your neighbors, from your juniors. And sometimes an ordinary person who is just walking the road, he can teach us a lot of life lessons. Because India is such a country where miracles have happened and it has happened in a very bigger way. A lot of ladies are sitting here. When I say India is famous for such a kind of miracle, let me tell you, a chaiwala does not remain as a chaiwala. With the right kind of life skills, he grows up day by day, expanding in all the direction, and today he becomes one of the greatest prime ministers of India. And that is only because he was able to introduce various skill sets during his course of time. He faced lot of challenges, how we overcome those challenges, because exam itself is not a challenge at all. After you qualify as a nurse, every day handling every patient becomes a challenge. Every day there is an examination. Every patient is like a question paper for you. Once the patient is cured and sent, you will feel, yes, I passed. But you cannot guarantee that every patient is going to go as a successful first class exam marks. Sometimes you fail, the patient fails, he dies. So you are playing a very important role as being a doctor, a second doctors to the entire world. Hats off to all of you, because you have chosen this kind of a career path to be a nurse, and I am honored to talk to people like you. A big round of applause to everyone of the speakers. Let us also not forget, there was this tribal woman who could have lived in the forest, and she could have completed her living, and she could have died in the forest. Why all this mess of coming to the city? Tribals are those who live not even in the forest, they live deep in the forest, and they are completely detached from the present world. And one such girl, I am talking about a girl because a lot of girls here are sitting. One such girl who was sitting in the forest, she thought, I can make a difference to this world, and today she is considered as the first citizen of India. I am talking about the great Draupadi Murmu. She was able to achieve what she achieved because she knew when to follow certain life skills, how to face examination on a daily basis, and every day before I go to bed, I have to introspect and say, today what was the challenge in my life? Exam comes later. Today what was the challenge in my life, and how well did I perform in that exam? And if you have performed good, tap yourself, appreciate yourself. If you have not performed good, definitely there would be a chance for you to rework. You can definitely work. Before I could start, because we are talking about a part to an examination, let us first ask ourselves, what right now you consider as an exam? Something that happens once in 6 months, something that happens once in a year. Is that an examination? Definitely not. That is only an academic examination which is going to pass you through an academic career. Believe me, all those who have studied the topmost, they have not become very, very successful, and they definitely cannot be counted against Narendra Modi or against Thomas Alva Edison, against Einstein or against Draupadi Murmu, because that exam you can anyhow get through, but in the life, can you get through lot of exams and challenges that comes on a daily basis? That is the challenge today. I complete my nursing. Do you think everything is completed? God gave us such a big blow by giving a very simple virus, actually speaking, Corona. What exactly was this coronavirus? Now, exam is there. Does the book help you? No. There is no past which is actually there which can tell during the corona we actually handled it in this manner. Nothing like that was there right now. We did experience pandemic. Okay, but this kind of a pandemic was never experienced. So, every woman was responsible towards bringing this vaccination into action. I think hats off to them, and most of them were women, and there was a real examination for them, a challenge of life and death. Exam is never a challenge of life and death. Corona was a challenge of life and death. You and me know when a vaccination is even thought of, when we even really think of a vaccination, what exactly is a vaccination? It is introducing a virus into the body and asking the body to naturally create an immune system. We did suffer during polio. Do you know it took 5, 7 and exactly more than that to come to a conclusion? This is the one that can introduce and initiate a small immune system in the body, not affecting the body. Do you know how challenging it is? Making a snake bite you and telling the snake bite so much and introduce the poison in this manner, in this quantity, so that the body should not actually suffer because of the poison. The body should only naturally create an immune system. How challenging was this? When such a challenge comes, the entire world did not put itself into action. Our women team who were responsible for this COVID vaccine, they went up and they told it is a life and death situation, let us work towards it. And they had to find out within a short span of few months what polio took 5, 6, 7 years. And we were very successful. I really consider that is an examination. Let me say, examination is like an opportunity to test you, an opportunity which is taking you from a comfort zone and putting you to an uncomfort zone. That exactly is exam. Yesterday I studied something, today I am going to study something new, which is completely new for me. I am in an uncomfort zone. On a daily basis, if I am moving from comfort zone to an uncomfort zone, that means daily I am progressing in my exam, because every day a small part of that exam happens after the class, during the practicals, while you submit the record, while you write the assignments, while you go and actually talk to the patients, being as a trainee nurse, all these put together, and ultimately one exam happens. We will see how to prepare for that. Now whenever we talk about exam, first we will see what exactly creates an examination fear. What exactly creates an examination stress? We will work on what attitude can be followed so that I don't fall into this trap. There is a saying, prevention is better than cure. So, your nurses, I don't need to underline this and say in bold statement, prevention is better than cure. So, rather than facing an examination fear and then trying to handle it, let me tell you how you can prevent this examination stress and what exactly is examination stress, how you will have to make few changes in your attitude so that this examination stress will not hit you. This is one. Next, exam is not a fear for us. But in exam, can I remember every answer that is given in the question paper? That is the fear in me. Examination is never a fear. So what is the fear? My forgetfulness is the fear. In the Viva, as soon as the HOD or the principal asks you a certain question, the spontaneity at which I can answer that question, that exactly is the fear. So fear of exam is not at all fear of exam. Fear of exam is fear of forgetfulness. Okay. Is it a curse to forget or is it a gift to forget? You are nurses, can you tell me? Is it a curse to forget? Is it a curse to actually remember? How will you put it across? Something which is very important, if you don't want to forget that, and if you forget, that is actually a curse. Adon ಶಾಪದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮರಿಬಾರ್ದೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮರೆತ್ರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮರಿಬಾರ್ದೋ ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮರೆತ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕರ್ಸ್ ಏನೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, 12th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಂದು ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಯು ಓಪನ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ನೋ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ಇದು 5th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, 7th ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. Why? Because you know that you are studying. Nobody will feel it is out of the syllabus because nimgu gottu nangu gottu out of the syllabus bandre who will take care? Public TV Rangnath uncle will take care. So you nimgu gottu nangu gottu yavatana, even let it be any kind of an academic course, ಯಾವತ್ತೇ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ ಇಂದ ಆಚೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಟಿವಿ's ನಂಬರ್, ಯು ಕಾಲ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಕೇರ್ ಬೈ ರಂಗನಾಥ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನೆವರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂದು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಬಂದು ಕೆಲವರು ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗೋದೇಕೆ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ when I pick up the pen and when I start writing, if I am not able to remember everything that I wanted to remember, 50% if I remember, my marks will be 50%. 90% if I remember, my marks will be 90%. So, why actually you are facing the examination fear? Because you know at that moment you are not able to remember. But ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು you are trying to think and think and think. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಹೊಸ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆಚೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಹಾಲ್ ನ ದಾಟಿ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಟಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್. Now ask our ourselves. Now ಇದನ್ನೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ತರ ಕೇಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Is forgetting a curse or forgetting a fear? ಅದು ಒಂದು ವರನ ಶಾಪನೋ, ಅದು ಕರ್ಸ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನನಗೂ ಗಣೇಶ್ ಸರ್ಗೂ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಬಂತು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಬ್ರು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರು. One of the parents came with a daughter. That daughter, the moment I look at her, she's a 9th standard student. ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು, she has cried for months together ಅಂತ. So we wanted to actually speak to her, but immediately one more parent came with one more student, and there she was very loving, she was very happy girl, but still there was a big question mark in her face, and she thought by talking to us she will get a solution. I'm again telling you, two girls, their parents, they visited us. Both are studying 9th standard CBSE. I will not disclose their names, I don't want to disclose the parents' name. We thought we will handle the first one. Just to have an idea how we will like to counsel, we collect some information very early, because we will also will have to prepare. Just like you nurses, you cannot directly go there and say, idu togoli. You talk to them to find out for what purpose they have come. And then you do an analysis, and then you will send to the right person, and there the medicine will be given. So for us to understand that, we collected basic information. I'll take up the first girl's requisite. The parents told, my daughter who used to score 95 and above always, she has dropped suddenly in her score, and our score has become 50 only. Then we immediately asked, did anything very big, sorrowful moment happen in your life, in your family? Immediately she told, yes, she passed, means our grandmother passed away. Our Ajji tirodru. After that, she is not able to forget her grandmother. She has gone into depression. She is not able to focus. Always she is thinking of her grandmother, and she is weeping. That's where our focus has not been happening. Now I want her to forget grandmother. One requirement. We keep that on the other side. She has to only concentrate on studies, and she has to do good studies. Why I'm telling you is because you are also going to face the exam. How are you going to handle such situation? Okay, we wanted to prepare how to counsel. We will keep him on one side. On the other side, when Ganesh went and spoke to the other parent, our parent was very clear. My daughter is too smart. She keeps on studying every day from morning till night, but somehow her score has never crossed 80 and above. She's always been scoring 60 and below. Now we have two things to handle. We will come to the first one. The first one we had to handle is, how shall we make this girl forget her grandmother? So forgetting was a task that we had to handle. So we had to give suggestions so that she will forget her grandmother. This is on one side. On the other side, the other parent complained, she keeps on reading every day, day and night, not even sleeping, but somehow she is not able to remember in the exam and then complete her exam with a best marks. Ida ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, how can we help? So we had to work on her forgetfulness. Andre, we wanted her to remember everything in the exam. We wanted her to forget her grandmother and only remember what she has studied in the exam. So two different scenarios. In one case, I had to advise how she has to forget her grandmother. On the other case, how she has to remember the subjects. To forget the grandmother, we gave her a basic idea. What is that? If at all she is there in the same place, the picture of her grandmother, the thought of her grandmother sitting in the sofa, the thought of her grandmother feeding her food, thought of her grandmother giving her bath, all this will create a remembrance in her. It is just like you are revising, you are doing a recap. When you consistently do this recap, the memory becomes much more stronger. It will ask for more information, and you will start crying, and you will get into depression. The only suggestion we gave is, take her to a new place where no memory of her grandmother should come in front of her. One. And the next information what we gave was, whatever happens at home also, no audio of her grandmother. That means nobody will speak of any grandmother there. She should only be focusing on the studies. Only this can make a change, and all her old friends should not meet her at least till the exam, because that may make her actually start expressing her sorrow which she had experienced in the past. No relative shall meet, only new people shall meet, where she need not have to discuss about her grandmother. So in one case I had to advise how to forget a grandmother, in another case I had to come and advise how to remember in the exam. Most of you, how is your examination preparation? If I am taking a simple scenario, all of us get into an examination hall and you either write and answer the questions, or if it is a practical oriented, you will have to do and actually show, or you will have to answer a viva and actually show that you are an expert in that particular academic field. So what is that you are going to get marks for? You are not going to get marks for taking information and putting it into your head. Where do you get marks for? You get marks for taking information from the head and put it across. If it is viva, put it across in the form of verbal. If it is written, put it in the form of writing. That is what happens in an exam. But ask yourself this question: how is your preparation? The other girl whom we met, she was actually told by her parents that every day from morning 4 o'clock to evening 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, she keeps on studying. But what is she doing? She's taking information and putting it into the memory. She's not doing otherwise. She's only taking information, putting it here, taking information, putting it here. But in the exam, you'll have to take information here and put it in the form of writing. In the viva, take this information and put it in the form of actually speaking. We did not win the Women World Cup just because they were only doing the theory. They had to do what they had to actually do in the game. They played. So your practice has to be more of a writing and recollecting rather than taking information and putting it here. As a nurse, you will have to remember so many things. Are you giving your mind the right kind of practice which is helping it to remember? No, most of us are not. Every time I see, take the content, put it here, take the content, put it here, take the content, put it here. You spend very little time taking the information, either saying it verbally or taking the information, writing it very clearly and neatly. This is the practice what you will have to do. One of my seniors gave this beautiful way, that what we call it as smart learning. See, in 1 hour, there are 320 minutes. Is 20 minutes is 1 hour only? 320 minutes. First 20 minutes, repeat after me. First 20 minutes, middle 20 minutes, last 20 minutes. Whenever you get an opportunity to study, I don't call it as read, study. Definitely when you sit, divide your 1 hour into 3 parts. First 20, middle 20, last 20. If you are studying for 2 hours, first 40 minutes, middle 40 minutes and last 40 minutes. How you will have to study? The first 20 minutes, information thoroughly. You try to put it into your head, you are reading. When you are reading, automatically you are able to understand. Yes, everything is happening, taking information, putting it here. The moment the 20 minutes is up, everything that you are studying, put a question to that, because you need alerts, you need that point by which you can always answer somebody, what we call triggers. So write the question first, what you are going to study, keep that question and start studying so that you know an answer to this question is what you are studying. So you are defining it in a bracket, you are defining it in a zone so that you will not forget, and that way you will have to read for first 20 minutes. Immediately after that, what you do, the next 20 minutes, close the textbook, close the book or a notebook or a textbook what you have studied, then orally try to say that, because viva is oral. You will have questions in the front, read the questions and orally try to answer. Maybe you will find a little hurdle, you are not able to recollect. You are allowed to open the book and then see and do. Once or twice. That is compulsory, you will have to practice. That is for the next 20 minutes. Now what will you do in the last 20 minutes? Last 20 minutes is really taking the book, closing it and putting it into the rack which you are not going to open. For the same questions for which you are prepared, pick up a pen and start writing, because that is what you do in the exam. And when you practice this, a small change I gave you. I told her this is the way you will have to practice. I am so happy, and Ganesh Sir is also happy, because both of the students scored 95% plus. I think we should give them a big round of applause. In one case, I had to make her forget the grandmother, only focus on studies. In another case, I wanted her to study in a smart way so that it will definitely help you in the exam. So both of them work. Now, before getting into all this, there is one more very biggest hurdle which is not allowing you to actually concentrate on studies, and we will be looking at this. See, whenever we talk about coping up with study stress, we are never worried about the study stress at all. Only when they declare that there is an examination, we always feel that is going to become stressful. I'll try to handle this. So, whenever we are talking about the stress, examination stress, let us understand why do we actually get into a stress. I will define the stress in a statement that you can understand from the examination point of view. Assuming today you attended at least 5-6 hours of classes. After attending 5-6 hours of classes, if you come back home, if you start preparing the notes then and there itself, and if you start actually answering and revising the notes then and there itself, and you are ready for the next day with complete preparation, then where is that stress? Stress is not there. Why? Because whatever was supposed to be done on the same day you have studied and you have completed. There is no chance for stress at all. But what happens? Instead of doing that, what do you people do? Let me help you in a scenario you will understand first. We will go as though you are a second PUC student now. You and me, we have written 10th standard exam. When we wrote this 10th standard exam, what was there in our mind? As soon as we saw the result, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಯಿತು? ಆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಶೀಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂತಿರೋ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಏನು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ? This is not my result. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ, if I would have really put little bit efforts and if I would have studied, my result would have been on the topmost. ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಅದು ಅನ್ಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Your mind will start preparing a plan. ಅದೊಂದು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಏನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ನಾನು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ಶುರು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಏನೇ ಆದ್ರೂ ನಾನು ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತೂ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಬಿ ವೇಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇಂದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಬಂದವರು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮ್ ಇಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮ್ ಬಂದವರು, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ನಿಮ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ, ಐ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಅದು ಹಂಗ ಅಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಅರ್ಜುನ ಈ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲಾನ್. ಏನ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ಈ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಎ ಚಾರ್ಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನಾನೇ whatever is explained by the first doctor who takes my class in the theory or in the practicals, I will immediately prepare the notes then and there itself. Between the first class and the second class, I will have a lot of time. I will not waste even a minute. Between that also, I will redo my notes so that I am ready with the complete class preparation. And even break time, I don't want break time. 1 hour is not required for break at all. I will complete my break time in 10 minutes. 15 minutes I will do the preparation. Your mind is doing this. Yake, you are not happy with your marks. You saw others who have scored much more than this. You could not digest. Jealousy is always there. In this place, jealousy is good. It pushed you to decide, I will also score more than this. I will also score higher than this. When you plan this, I want to score higher than this. Arjuna made a plan telling, next academic year or next semester, first class, first day, I am going to do it so seriously. Believe me, I will be on the topmost. Not even a little ahead, topmost only. So, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? First day of college ಗೆ ನೀವು already prepare ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಆ preparation ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, even when you come back from your nursing, from the college to the hostel or to the home, you have planned that I will not waste even a minute. I will go home, immediately start revising whatever has been covered. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ನಡೀತಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? I will tell you. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಏನಂತ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಯಾವುದೇ is being done in the college, ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೇ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Between the lunch break also ನಾನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Coming back from the college also ನಾನು ಏನೂ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. I will prepare till it is midnight and only next day I will get up and I will start doing. Every preparation ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಲಾನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. First day of college ಬಂತು. Assuming the first day of college came. first day one of the lecturer or a professor comes, he takes up one particular topic, a topic aagi takshana, he will say, because it is a first class, I will not occupy the complete 1 hour, I will leave you break for 20 minutes and the 40 minutes togon 20 minutes free biಡ್ತಾರೆ. You pick up a pen and you are about to start. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Immediately something in you says, first day, first class only, why do you want to start? I'm not saying don't start. You start, but you can do it in the next class. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಓದಬಾರ್ದು, ಓದೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಗೆ ಸೇರಿರೋದೇ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಎ ನರ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಗೋಲ್ ಏನು? ಆವರೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಹೂ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ಲಿ? ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ವಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀರೋ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಸೇ ಆಸ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಎರಡು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ವೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆ ಲೆಕ್ಚರರ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಜುನ ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ, ಮಲ್ಲಿಕ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ಪೆನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಯು ಸೇ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಯು ಟು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ. ನಾನು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ God promise afternoon I will study in the lunch period ಅಂತ you tell yourself, because you are not happy postponing. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೊಕ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ದಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಇಂದ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಬಂದ್ರಿ. The moment you come to afternoon, lunch ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, you are free. Arjuna says starts writing. You pick up a pen and when you are about to write, somebody says, I think today it is not working. From tomorrow, you seriously start studying and you push it to tomorrow. And when that tomorrow comes, you push it to one more tomorrow. When tomorrow is not working, what do you say? Yako tomorrow is not working. Next month first onwards, I will seriously start studying. You push it to next month first. But ಒಮ್ಮೆ next month first ಬಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನಂತೀವಿ? ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Most of you, ಆಯುಧ ಪೂಜೆಗೆ we will start off. ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿಗೆ we will start off. ಯುಗಾದಿಗೆ we will start off. ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಏನು 90 ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 80ಗೆ ನಿಲ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಹಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್. Nim teacher or a lecturer would have given you an assignment because it was the most important topic they have covered about one particular disease, and he expected you to master that. He says write it 5 times so that it will stay in your memory, and this is going to be the most important subject. Most of the questions will come from this subject, this particular chapter. What do? Again you get into starting trouble, procrastination and living with that problem. Prati sati, next period, you are living in that vicious cycle. Tomorrow, you are living in that vicious cycle. Next Monday, you are living in that vicious cycle. That next Monday will postpone to next month first, you live in that cycle. And after that, you fix up various dates. You are getting into living with this problem consistently. And that exactly is creating the stress. So what is stress? Stress is nothing but the gap between when it should have been done and ultimately when you did it. Simple logic. When you decide I'm going to do at this particular time, if you exactly do at that particular time, there will never be anything stress. Why? If you want to zero the stress, let me do the things when I am committed I'm going to do. What creates stress? Starting trouble. What will starting trouble lead to? It will lead to procrastination. What will procrastination lead to? It will lead to living in that vicious circle by putting one more starting point, again postponing, one more starting point, again postponing. Life is not going to be easy. Let me share a true incident which happened.
I may try to make a change in the story so that it ends you. One of my aunt, I loved her like more than my mom because she was an educated lady and she was a principal of a reputed college. I don't want to take the college name. Her daughter and me, both of us were doing engineering together. We completed with flying colors because women being women, girls being girls, they get into a matrimonial alignment very fast. For boys, there is always a time. She got a very beautiful alignment, and she got married. And that person was also an IT expert. Both of them looked like real husband and wife, so happy about each other. Right at this moment when the marriage happened, my aunt started developing a small pimple in her breast. A small pimple. Being a lecturer, she understood what that could actually lead to if it is not taken care. It may not be always cancerous. She started self-treating herself, but by that time 6 months and 8 months happened, and slowly she got a news that our daughter is expecting a baby, and with this happiness, she never wanted to disclose the wound had become quite a bigger and larger wound. She wanted to right now go to the hospital. The moment she hears that her daughter is expecting a baby, because they were moved to US and the day is coming in 15-20 days, she never wanted to go to an hospital. She wanted to wait for that day, but that day happened and the girl, a beautiful granddaughter was delivered all in US and they are told they will come in 3 months. Now she could not disclose. The entire family is in such an happy condition. What she does, she starts eating up the pain, telling herself, starting trouble procrastination. I will go once my daughter comes to India. She postponed it. Daughter comes to India. The pain has aggravated. Now they will have to do a 30 days minimum naming ceremony. On the 30th day of minimum naming ceremony, my aunt, who was supposed to go to the hospital, she fixed up one more date telling on 30th, after the 30 days minimum naming ceremony, I will go to the hospital. Till then, I don't want to disclose it to anybody. She even does not tell her husband. But people could make out, she is a little uncomfortable inside. They thought it is an age problem. Commonly, women will have a lot of problems. So thinking, they did not actually dive in deeply. On the day of that function, all of us are sitting. My aunt was wearing a silk saree. She was so much stuck with clothes and ornaments that was actually severely hurting her breast, which had a very big wound, which we could not even imagine. Only when the doctor scolded us left and right we realized. Not able to handle the pain and whatever she was going through, she collapsed. As soon as she collapsed, we took her to the hospital, and even in that hospital, the doctor who was attending to her was a close friend of my aunt. The moment she saw, she became so angry. In that emotion, you should see how she handled. She hit her. She hit her on the chin and said, "What idiot are you? Huh? Do you know what stage are you in?" And my aunt, with a smile, she's saying, "I know I'm in stage 4. I know I'm not going to return back. I did a mistake. I should have shown when it was a small pimple, but I did not." Again, I'm telling you, when your examination is with little subjects, only few lessons from this subject, few lessons from this subject, few lessons from this subject, it's easy to handle. First day is over, easy to handle. 1 week is over, difficult to handle. Portions have grown. 2 weeks is over, much more difficult to handle. By then a simple test happens and you know your 90% is not 90%, it has come back to 80%. You're still not happy, but you're making an attempt. I should score 90, but are you seriously working towards it? No, again starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem, ultimately leading to stress. And what will stress do? Stress will lead you to giving up attitude. What is giving up attitude? You will say, I think if I get 80%, it's not bad. I am made for 80%, I'll stick for 80%. If I get 50%, do you think they are not called nurses? They are still nurses. But who decided? Did God come and tell you, I will not do? No. Let me tell you, friends,
There is a beautiful saying, दुश्मन कहाँ है? दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, दुश्मन अंदर है. If you don't actually get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock and study, who is the dushman? You are the dushman. Draupadi Murmu's parents were not educated ones. Draupadi Murmu did not become president because of somebody else. She was responsible for her success and she will alone be responsible for her failure. If every one of you who are sitting here, let me declare, if you are going to be successful, it is only because of you. If you are going to be successful, it is only because of you. Nobody else is responsible for this. People started telling, you are a fisherman's son. Don't look at the sky, look at the fishes in the water. He did not look at the fishes in the water. He looked at the reflection of the moon in the water, the stars in the water, and he told, that is where I belong. दुश्मन कहाँ है? दुश्मन बगल में नहीं है, दुश्मन अंदर है. Can you be that friend in you? You should be a friend to yourself so that you should guide yourself towards success. Nobody else is responsible for Draupadi Murmu's success. Nobody is responsible for Abdul Kalam's success. Their own close relatives are still fishermen, and many of his brothers and cousin brothers and distant brothers, they have died as a fisherman. But this boy wanted to be different. There are a lot of nurses, but history will remember those nurses, hospitals will remember those nurses who have lived their life not out of convenience, out of conviction. I want to achieve this. Each and every one of you sitting here, ask yourself how much convicted I am. I will not get into a trap of starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem. I know it will lead to stress and ultimately it will lead to giving up. That is what my aunt told with tears in her eyes. She told, I have given up on my life. I know within a week's time I may not be able to be with you. I know, I very well know it. And exactly 3 days down the line, my aunt was no more. You are sitting here. I gave you an example of something which realistically happened in our life. Ask yourself this question. In many things in your life, you are getting into this trap, starting trouble, procrastination, living with the problem, leading to stress, ultimately giving up. The assignment that was given to you by your lecturer to be written 5 times, the very objective of that assignment was, when you write it 5 times, it will get into your memory, it will make you understand it better, it will stay in your memory for a longer time, so that when the right time comes in the examination, you will be able to recollect and write. But did you prepare like that? Today the assignment was given and it was told next Saturday I am going to check. Sunday, as it is, most of you have decided Sunday means no work. But one man did not take leave for 35-40 years. No Sunday was a Sunday for him. No festival was a festival day for him. Not even taking 1 day leave, this man called as Narendra Modi, even as a Chief Minister of Gujarat 2 times, and even as a second term being a Prime Minister, he never ever took an off. Look at the condition of commitment what he has. There was one such incident when his mother passed away. The only family member who all of us know is his mother. When his mother passed away, it is naturally the most emotional moment for anybody who are their sons when the mother passes away. At that moment, because he had never seen father from so many years, he passed away a long time back. When his mother passed away, the only relative that he could actually associate with, one of his personal secretary, after the ceremony is over for puja, was over for 2-3 hours, he comes up to him with a face, should I cancel? That is what he wanted to ask. Should I cancel all the appointment for next 3 days? Next 3 days he was talking about. Do you know what he told? I think 2 appointments were already cancelled, rescheduled it. I don't want to miss any appointments. You are a nurse. You are in essential services. If you have that conviction in you, come what may, if there is a new corona variant that is going to come, I stand here in front of everybody, in front of God to tell, I am going to study and treat it as an exam. I am going to research and learn how it can be
actually cured. That is the challenge what you and me have. You should be the most knowledgeable person. After doctors, you should be the most knowledgeable person. People look up to a nurse as a god. I have seen it happening right in front of my eyes. They look up to a nurse who selflessly assists, giving the right kind of medicines, understanding the patient's plus and minuses and working towards it. It's a beautiful thing what all of you are doing. Once again, a big round of applause for yourself. Now, after we told about this procrastination and other things, we have seen how exactly it works. Sir, everything is told better. Now let us define that statement. What is stress? Can all of you repeat with me? My entire stress in life is the gap between when it could have been done and ultimately when it was done. That is called as stress. When the assignment was given today, if you would have gone the same day and if you would have prepared for an assignment and written it multiple times, today 2 times, tomorrow 2 times, day after tomorrow 1 time, it would have helped you to slowly write the assignment and understand the subject. Instead, what you did, you went home and you told, I am not saying I am not going to do the assignment, but I will do it tomorrow. You postponed it to tomorrow. And once again, when that new starting time comes, you say, I'm not saying I'm not going to do the assignment, I'll do it tomorrow. You consistently postpone it tomorrow. Anyway, on Friday you will do because Saturday the teacher is going to scold. But the purpose of completing the assignment and the entire purpose has got a different direction now. On Friday when you are doing that assignment, you are doing with an objective that tomorrow I should not get the scoldings from my teacher, so I complete the assignment. Will that help you in the exam? Definitely not. So ask yourself in every walk of life, how seriously you are taking up so that you walk this path of completing your academic nursing program with flying colors. So, what is the remedy, sir? Sir, you told all this, I don't want to get into starting troubles. Guys, nobody is going to leave. Ma'am, close the door. What is the basic remedy I can follow? See, I am going to give you 3 remedies. All of you remember, everything should happen according to a plan. We say there is a plan. You should work according to the plan and organize. I am only going to talk about 3 principles. Principle number 1, time discipline. Can you repeat? Time discipline, time discipline, time discipline. 3 times? Time discipline, time discipline, time discipline. What is the time discipline? There is a time for everything and everything in its time. Can you repeat? There is a time for everything and everything in its time. Always remember, when you are going to go according to the plan, you will definitely be stress-free. Why? You have defined this is the work I am going to do this day, and the same thing you will do, and slowly you will see you will be getting good maximum marks. Why? You are working according to the plan. There is no stress at all. Where will the stress come? When the time is mismanaged. There is a time. Look how your college works. College is never stressed. Even before the academic starts, the college gives you the entire plan and the calendar for the 1 full year. When is the opening day of college? When is the first assignment, or when is the first internals? When is the first term exam? When is the final semester exam? When the next semester is going to open? Everything, a plan is given to you exactly, and they exactly are going to work according to the plan. So there is a time for everything, everything in its time. When you organize things in this manner, there will never be roots for stress at all. But you should be ready to follow everything at that time. Even basic disciplines, like we say, getting up early in the morning, studying. See, there is something called as smart studies. One example I give you, 20-20-20. Let me also tell you, whenever I want to study, there are 2 times where my studies is going to work very high and very low. Where it works very high, it is called as a peak time of your studies. That means, for most of you, getting up early in the morning and studying will give you maximum result.
For few of you, maybe in the evening when you study till late night, it may give you maximum results. That way, there will be a peak time, there will be a weak time. Peak time is where you study a little, with little effort, you get maximum benefit out of it. And there are some non-peak times there, whatever you study will not get into your head. So you should be able to understand what is your peak time and what is not your peak time. So this time management becomes very important. But as a message I want to give you, because all of us know about our Indian Vedas and Upanishads, it has been told in mental philosophy that early in the morning, just before the sun rises and after the sun rises, though in our Hindutva we call it as Brahmi Muhurta, even many other religions respect that moment as the most sacred time of this 24 hours. During that time, if you can put all your efforts to do the most important job of your life, with little efforts you can get maximum benefit out of it. That is what we call it as Brahmi Muhurta studies. If all of you can put your efforts to get up just before the sun rises or sun sets, maybe 4:30 or 5 o'clock every day, and religiously start studying whatever you are studying, you will get maximum benefit out of it. Initially you will have to give up on this pleasure of sleeping, but after some time it's going to do miracles in your life. In the same manner, in the whatever we call it as life, you are born and you are going to die. Whenever I say I am born and I am going to die, there is some Brahmi years of your life. What is that Brahmi years of your life? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. These years are called as Brahmi years of your life or Brahma Muhurta years of your life. If you really want to enjoy after 25 till your life is there, very successfully, it always depends on how you are going to focus in this Brahmi years. Right now, all of you are in this Brahma Muhurta years. You will have to put all your efforts to see to it that you are going to utilize it so positively that after this, you are going to live a permanent happy life forever. So this is the plan what we will have to jot down so that your stress of examination will not happen. So what is the basic rule first? There is a time for everything, everything in its time. You will have to follow this discipline, come what may. The second is, there is a place for everything and everything in its place. Even in time, if you are regularly studying early in the morning, continue to do the same. If you are regularly studying late in the night, please continue to do the same, because if the exam is 3 months down the line, please don't change. But for the next semester, keep it always that early in the morning studies is a fixed thing in my life and I am going to consistently do it. That can make a lot of difference. And do it repeatedly every day. That is rule number 2. Next is there is a place discipline. Whenever you are studying, do not study in a place which is not meant for studies. Fix up a place for studies and only study there. It can make a big difference to you. We call Vastu of life. There should be a designated place where you are going to always sit and study, and when you consistently sit in the same place and study, it can give you maximum benefit out of it. So you will have to start working smarter. And I have already told you there is a right way of studies and there is a wrong way of studies. What is the right way? I told you in the exam you will have to orally recollect and say, if it is Viva. In the exam you will have to orally recollect and do the experiment if it is a practical exam. And in the exam, if it is a written exam, you will have to recollect and then write. So practice that more than just taking the content and putting it in your head. Because forgetfulness is happening because you are not able to remember. I will go for important 3-4 slides so that we will not waste most of the time. Now, most of us are not able to concentrate in studies. Why do you think we are not able to concentrate? We are not able to focus and concentrate in studies because we are Gen Z students who are influenced by everything surrounding us. You are the generation who is blessed with so much of technology, and the same blessing has become a curse for you because you are not utilizing that technology which can help you to academically grow. Sometimes those are becoming your time stealers. They are stealing most of your time. You will not know how much of influence it is making, and you will
you will be spending 1/3 of your life only on digital screens, which is not important. 1/3, I am telling you. 4 hours of digital viewing is a disaster for you. Why that is happening? And when you give that up and when you want to study, you are not able to study. Why? Because your mind is consistently recollecting. Let me take up a simple example. It should come spontaneously. Who antava? See? Why? Because that is what we have watched more. If I say Corona, what was the temperature that was considered as a situation of emergency and what was the temperature that was considered as non-emergency? Can any one of you tell you? No. In reals, where did you see that? You only saw who antava. Now if I say Kantara, that Rishabh Shetty will be right now here saying, why? You may not remember any of the lessons, but you are ready to say, this time Big Boss is going to go to this particular person only. Now, all these are what we call distractions of your life. So, whenever I sit for studies, Rishabh Shetty is coming, and Who Antava is coming, Big Boss is coming, and most of your time you are being consistently invaded by thoughts. So, what we say, the best way to handle this is what we call Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. This is something that you will have to practice every day for 5 minutes. You will see that you are automatically trying to control the thought process that is getting into your head. You are taking a control of what you are seeing and trying to control your 5 sensory organs. That is what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste and what you feel. We will do this Kriya for some time. Until what time I can take the session? It's 5. Ma'am, what's the time? This time is correct? What's the time? Ma'am, you tell me the time. I'll ask Ganesh sir to remind me.
3:40. Now it is 3:40.
Okay. Okay, can we take up till what time, sir? Till Monday. 3:40, 20 minutes more. Okay, now we will go for Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. All of you sit on the chair. Come towards the front part of your chair. Come towards the front position of the chair. First we will do Brahmari Pranayama. What is Brahmari Pranayama? In Brahmari Pranayama, we are going to see to it that we take control of our 5 sensory organs. What we see, what we hear, what we listen, what we taste and what we do. So keep your foot flat on the ground. Come to the front portion of the chair. Okay. Put your palms on your thighs facing upwards. Put your palms on your thighs facing upwards. When you collect a blood sample, now you have to keep in the same manner. Now, I will give you a count which go for Brahmari Pranayama. What is Brahmari? Brahmari is that black bead, which when you go very close to it, it creates an humming sound. That humming sound is a vibration. Vibration is considered as the most highest energy level. So when you can create that vibration which goes into your mind through your spinal cord, it will create a small vibration in your entire body and it will try to take you to a state of meditation where you will try to avoid the external inputs that is coming through you. That is the first 5 rounds we will do. We will inhale and while we are exhaling, we will have to this is what we call the Brahmari. Brahmari Pranayama we will do 5 rounds. Immediately after that, we will go for Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama. What is Shanmukhi Brahmari Pranayama? I am taking control of my eyes. I will have to take the index finger, put it on my eyes. All of you try that. Index finger on your eyes.
the middle finger on your nostrils, and ring finger on your upper lip, and the little finger on your lower lip. All of you once observe the image there. All of you are able to see the image? This, we will have to do it for 5 rounds. After 5 rounds, I will ask you to come back to the same posture. You will have to sit in Dhyana Mudra. Dhyana Mudra means your thumb and your index finger will be closed like this, and the 3 other fingers will be kept straight, and it has to be placed on your palms. And this while you are doing, I may give you as a certain input just to build some thought process before we can go to 2 slides, and exactly in another 20 minutes we are going to wind up. Is that clear? First 5 rounds is going to be Brahmari Pranayama. That is 5 rounds. After that, when I ask you come to Shanmukhi, without opening your eyes, those who are wearing spectacles, keep it in your pocket. So your index finger on your eyes, your middle finger on both the nostrils, and ring finger. The inhale ಮಾಡುವಾಗ you will have to loosen a little, inhale ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ exhale ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. It will create a vibration that will slowly the memory na complete ಆಗಿ external source ಇಂದ it will close you. Adalla after doing, when you open up your eyes and when you start studying, you will be able to focus well. Okay, all of you are ready to do that? Okay, ready, steady, go. On your palms, your hands on your palms. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. No talking there. Keep your eyes closed. Hands on your palm, don't lean back. Keep your back erect, straight. Keep your back straight. You will not use your fingers now. It is just Brahmari. Then we will go for Shanmukhi. Shanmukhi, the meaning, keep your eyes closed. Shanmukhi, the meaning is shunting our 6 senses, taking charge of it. One is what you see, one is what you hear, one is what you taste, one is what you feel, and one is what you smell, and the 6th one is your thought process. We are trying to take charge of all these thought process, and we are going to go into that divine nature of cutting out everything from the outside world, your digital cameras, your social media, your friends, the movies, the videos, everything. Keep your eyes closed. So all this will help you to cleanse. For 5 minutes when you do, and then when you sit for studies, you will be able to focus well. So we will go for the 5 rounds of Brahmari. Don't open your eyes. Most of you are still opening your eyes. You are nurses. You are the one who will have to set an example to your patients. If you do not actually follow yourself, definitely the patients whom you handle, they will also not be able to follow you. Now keep your eyes closed. Inhale, open your mouth and say It's the second round. Inhale, third round. Inhale, fourth round. Inhale, last round of Brahmari. Inhale, without opening your eyes, open up your fingers. With your thumb, close your ears. The index finger on your eyes, the middle finger on both the nostrils, and the ring finger on both the lips, upper lip, and the little finger just beside lower lip. Now inhale, Fourth round. Your ears should be closed. Your nose also should be closed. Once again, inhale. 15 silence for 1 or 2 minutes. Now slowly rub your palms. Gently rub on your forehead, on both your eyebrows, on both the eyes, on your chin, and very, very slowly, please open your eyes. Guys, there is a sign. Guys, 5 more minutes. I'm just going to share one important topic. Why do we forget? There is a great scientist, his name is Ebbinghaus. Ebbinghaus gave after doing lot of research, he put up a paper and he called it as Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. That means, why will anybody forget? It is a small theory. I'll just explain you. See, assuming that this part is the number of days. 0 days, 10th day, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days and 60 days. When somebody reads a particular lesson, on the same day when he goes and he does what is called as a revision. Hey guys, why do we actually forget? For that I am giving you this experiment's result and they have given you some advice also how you will have to study so that you will not forget. Ebbinghaus forgetting curve says, if today you are going to attend a class and you are going to read a particular lesson, prepare a notes and keep it ready. But if you are not going to revise it for the next 60 days and on the 60th day if somebody is going to give you an exam, you will only score less than 10 or 15% because you wouldn't have revised it. Your memory is not capable of automatically remembering until and unless you have not revised it. There are 3 kinds of memory. Can you say, nursing students? Short-term memory. But before that, sensory memory, short-term memory and long-term memory. Sensory memory keeps information for few seconds. Short-term memory can keep information for many more seconds. But to push from sensory organs to sensory memory to short-term memory, some revision has to be done. If I want you to repeat a particular shloka, I know the shloka becomes difficult for you to repeat because most of the words are not familiar to you. So what do? I cut the shloka into multiple small sounds, and when I ask you to practice that multiple times and join the shloka and then give you the practice, it comes naturally because that is how humans are designed. That is how our memory system works. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಹೌ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್, ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಷ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಷ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಓದಿರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 60 ಡೇಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆನಪಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 3 or 4 ರಿವಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ those who don't do revision, it will definitely reflect in your exam. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ this is what is the flow chart. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೈ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಾವು ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಮೆಮರಿಯಿಂದ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಬೈ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ರಿಹರ್ಸಲ್. ನಾವು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಯಿಂದ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿಗೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸಚ್ ರಿಹರ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಇನ್ ಟು ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎಸ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಮರಿ ಆರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಮೆಮರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು ಈಸಿಲಿ ರಿಟ್ರೀವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೈವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100% ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. This is only because you have not understood your sensory memory, you have not understood your short-term memory and long-term memory. 2 9s andre you will never forget. Again, if I ask you 19/8s, you will have to think. Yake 19/8s you have not revised as much as you have done revision of 2 1s or 2 9s. So it is the same simple concept. Adunu mind alli itkolana. Innondu slide explain ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು I will wind up. We have what is called as a sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. You will understand it better. But very important is, ask yourself what kind of study pattern or study skills works for you. See, there are duplicates he never creates. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 3 ಸತಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ 5 ಸತಿ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸತಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ us are not duplicates. We cannot come to a conclusion ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಓದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಬರಕ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Everybody's mind is different because God does not create duplicates. We create duplicates. God creates a masterpiece and His master and unique piece is you. There was nobody like you in the past. There will never be anybody like you in the future. Right now also in the infinite times to come, there will never be anybody like you. If you are going to choose a success formula, then you should become a friend to yourself. There is no friend bagal mein, there is friend also inside. There is no dushman bagal mein, the dushman is also inside. Can you be a friend to yourself and cautiously, while you are traveling your journey, you will have to be cautious to see to it nobody comes between you and the destination. That is what happened to this chaiwala, that is what happened to this tribal woman, that is what happened to even this fisherman's son who should have died as a fisherman, but he becomes missile man of India, Abdul Kalam. Now you are sitting here, one more slide. Ask yourself, am I a visual student? Because everybody's study skills is different. You are different, she is different. Same siblings will be different. One of them is an auditory guy, one of them is a visual guy. What I mean by auditory, there are 3 kinds of study patterns that all of us will follow. Some of us are visual people. Visual andre ಏನು, ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಓದೋ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಓದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we just observe. ಆ ತರ ಓದಿ ಕಲಿಯೋರನ್ನ we call it as visual people ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. They are called as visual. The second set of people are auditory. Auditory ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? When a person needs to read it multiple times, he has to listen multiple times, and only then he understands. These are the second set of people, we call them as auditory people. And the third set of students are called as kinesthetic. Kinesthetic ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂಚೂರು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಓದಿದಾಗಲೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಒಂದ್ 2-3 ಸತಿ ಬರೆದು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಸ್ಕ್ yourself if you belong to the third category, follow the third category. It is time consuming, I know, but smart learning is what you are good at, you will have to follow that. What he is or she is good at, they will start following. It's a simple advice. So now visual auditory na idನ್ನ follow ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ವಿಜುವಲ್ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿಟ್ ಅಲೋನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇನ್ ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಆಡಿಟರಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓದೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನ, ನೀವು ಓದಿರೋದನ್ನ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ ತರ ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಅಂತಾವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೂ ಅಂತಾನು ಅಂತ ಬಂತು, ಅದೇ ತರ ನೀವು ಓದ್ತಾ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಲಿಸನ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್. So it automatically improves your remembrance, it will improve your recollection, and it will help you with the exam. Kinesthetic ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ there is no excuse, ನೀವು ಬರ್ದೆ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ I will end up today's session with a definition saying that last line ಇದೆ ಓದಿ. Of course you should know that those who make it to the top bracket in academic practice, they will follow all 3 learning methodologies. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. They will seriously follow all 3 methodologies. With this, I wind up my class and I throw a forum for you to ask me if you have any questions. A big round of applause to me. This video recording will be shared with Sir, Anand Sir, and at the same time I will also share the PPT. Those who are seriously want to know more about it, the PDF would be given to you. Please do research because you are a science students. I need not teach smart students like you. God bless you. I wish you a great career and great success in your life. Guys, any of you are taking photos? When there are photos with the audience. Guys, how was the class? ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. Ma'am, you can stand here. We'll go for a group photo.